seconds! Turn where you are! Get out of the way! Get out of the way! Stay where you are! You're under arrest for suspicion of armed robbery. Do that. If you don't mention when questioned something which relates to law in court, anything you do say may be given in evidence. I prevent your disappearance. Do you understand?
If you want to start in that corner, I've done the door and we'll meet in the middle of the DVD though. Got some gloves. I'm not pulling them out, mate, because these plastic ones are warlike to put back in here. I'm just searching them like this.
Do you want to just finish this room off?
Come on, lift this bed, mate. Let's do this side. Yeah, nothing here.
You need to just plug in. You need to stand. COVID reasons. As soon as your mask hanging off your nose, even more reason to stand there.
So we're dealing with a fella who has been committing 3 robberies at Sainsbury's and a Ladbrokes, and he's been producing an item that's been made to look like a shotgun. He was identified for the offences through CCTV in the premises.
So this is the robbery on the 24th, which is at Sainsbury's. You can see the offender coming into the shop there. If we play this forward, you see him approach the till.
You can see he's up here, puts his chocolate bar down.
Which then obviously opens the till, facilitates that part of it. There you go.
Obviously, clearly terrified.
And then straight away, the minute the till's open, he brandishes their 2 silver barrels in some sort of object, and he's straight into the till. Less than 10 seconds, he's produced it and he's gone. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. We're not talking very last thing at night, we're talking first thing in the morning. The school run's happening. He's got one thing on his mind, that's to walk into that shop, threaten people behind it and get as much money out of them as possible. He's got no regard, no care whether there's children in there, whether there's any other people with any sort of vulnerabilities. He's only considering himself.
He is purporting to have a firearm, and he's then making serious threats to the people behind the store, essentially saying that he's going to blow people's heads off if they don't open the till. And he is terrifying the person behind the counter. It's horrific, really.
This is a different day. So here we go. He's walked up to the till. He's handed over a pack of almonds, at which point again the till's opened. That's facilitated him moving forward. He then goes with that item, says what he says, the till's open, and then he goes. You see the item there.
He's been quite helpful in picking up items in the stores, and once he's picked them up without gloves on, he's left his fingerprints on the item, and he's left that item in the store. He's gone into a Ladbrokes betting shop. He has put a bet on, basically, and then he's stolen some money out the till, left his betting slip there with his fingerprints on, and runs off with the money. There's been a manhunt on, essentially, since Monday morning for him. He could be in debt, and that's why he's had to ramp up his offending, because he needs more money. With a few £100 on every occasion, when you're looking at potentially 10 years plus custodial for about £600, you would struggle to comprehend that if you were rational. But again, the rational thought doesn't really matter. So what we'll now look to do is interview him, put the evidence to him, and then obtain a CPS charging decision.
Got a missing 4-year-old. Just stop shouting at me, okay? Tell me exactly what's actually happened tonight.
Can you please stop engaging with her, because you are you're only going to escalate the situation.
All units, state 0, all available units can start tracking, please.
Someone's pulled their emergency button, basically mean they're in a bit of trouble. Code 0 is the most important of calls. It means that an officer is at an incident and are in dire need of urgent assistance. Whenever that gets pulled, it doesn't matter what section you cover, it doesn't matter where you are, you'll always drop what you're doing and you'll go there. You'll still require more units because the male is still being quite aggressive. Right, what are you doing?
Why are you running to my...
Calm down. Calm down.
Why are you running to my mate?
Oh, calm down, I want to talk to you, don't we? Right, what's going on?
Nothing.
When it comes to beers, we're just swimming in the lake. We come out the lake, we've enjoyed ourselves, and people are passing, and we're all having nothing to enjoy. And then police officers come along, and then my pal is like, he's so aggressive, and he's like, listen, you need to move.
Pick it up, pick it up. Have a go.
Let me go my sheet. Let me go my shirt. Let me go with that.
Wait till we find out what's happening.
Don't even do that again.
What's they where you are then?
For what?
So you don't need to say anything, bring on the defence, if you have mentioned one question, something they try in court, and if you do say it, they'll give an evidence. Also arrest on suspicion of drunk and disorder in public place, alright?
Section 5, public order. Think I'm dead? Think I'm daft? Think I'm old school? You think I'm
Carry on
stupid?
spitting at me.
Do you not?
Spit.
Behave yourself, lad. Just relax.
Give him it
We're not risking it.
Get up, get up. Get him round his back so we can't take it off. Get your hand behind your back now.
Stop being awkward.
When someone is drunk, there's always that immediate risk of they could flip at any moment. If they are hyped up on alcohol, they get so worked up. That's why it takes a lot of officers to potentially deal with one individual.
Bullshit for walking under the park.
I must remind you, mate, you are on a caution, so anything you do say may be given in evidence, all right? Back it in. You're smacking his head.
If they're under arrest, they're under my care, they're under my protection. So if they then start trying to self-harm in the fact that they're banging their head on the cage, which unfortunately we see quite often, I'm not going to let that happen. Sometimes it's a bit of a harsh love, is what I like to call it.
If you hit your head one more time,
I'm calm.
that will happen.
I am calm.
We're going to sit like this now until we get into custody. In custody, you'll be calm. Don't you dare. We're going to sit like this now until we get into custody. In custody, you'll be calm. Hello, hello.
How are you doing? He's got spittled on.
Let's bring your legs round.
Let me get you out.
Come on, mate. Just like we discussed.
The fuck you want? Oh.
Like we said, mate, nice and calm.
Don't grab me like that. Why are you grabbing like that?
Just walk that way.
That these gloves off and I'm calm, I promise you. I'm on mum's grave. I'm on mum's grave, I promise you.
This is the point where the arresting officers are going to tell me why you've been arrested. And then
Section 5, public order, pistols and swats.
Okay, well I need to know a little bit more about it, so whoever's the arresting officer is going to tell me. He's been arrested on suspicion of being drunk and disorderly, public order and assaulting a PCSO in front of our PCSO, and he's alleged to have threatened to throw the PCSO into the water.
Sarge, take
He's
these off.
threatened to throw the PCSO into the water.
Sarge, can you take these off?
Yeah, take his clothes off.
No.
Hang on. Try and move me. Hang on, stay on. There you go. Right, put that one outside of you. Good man.
Fucking hell.
Hey, go back. Any idea how much you've had to drink today?
Fucking hell. I had a bottle of whiskey this morning, a bottle of vodka, and a few cases of beer. Don't keep staring at me. I'm telling you now. That's one warning. That's one warning.
Where's that come?
Look this way, ignore them. They brought you in, you're dealing with me now, okay? She told me you could be here.
You know me from old.
Well, you told me you're going to be here for such. I trusted you up until now, yes? The cuffs are off, the spit's up to us. So let's just keep it that way, yeah? Alright, so, let's get out to the cell.
People are unpredictable. That's kind of what we deal with day to day, let alone if they're under the influence of some sort of substance. They don't expect you to be that kind of human person, to be having a laugh and a joke with them. And when you do start to do that, and that's when they can calm down, and that's when you can kind of get across to them on a human level, and they're no longer really posing a massive threat to you.
Oh, come on, get in.
Whilst he was being booked in, he said he had no intention of being interviewed. We'll see if he's calmed down, if he's willing to be interviewed and discuss the matter.
A case like this is extremely rare and also very serious. Armed robbery is a life sentence at the top of the tariff. If you're behind the counter and somebody's pointing something at your head and saying they're going to shoot you, it is horrendous. Every interview you want somebody to admit the offence, because that then limits the whole court process. It speeds everything up in relation to the victims seeing justice. That's the idea.
Are you all right? Are you happy to be interviewed, mate? Are you happy to come and be interviewed? Okay.
Been arrested on suspicion of an armed robbery on Friday the 23rd of April this year at Ladbrokes. Also on suspicion of an armed robbery on the 26th of April this year at Sainsbury's.
You're a very busy boy, ain't I? Listen, charge me or release me, I'm not interested. I don't give a fuck what's going to. Get me on an interview.
Are you prepared to be interviewed?
I'll go on an interview now.
You've always got to be on your guard in an interview. There are things that can go wrong, especially with someone so volatile.
Get off me now, don't fucking make me go. Don't put your hands on you. Get off me, man. Get off me. What are you fucking doing? Get off me. Get off.
Two officers have taken him down to an interview now where he'll be interviewed. He's not asked for a solicitor and doesn't want one. There was also a uniform officer stood outside the interview room due to his behaviour and for the officer's safety and his own. It's vital that we keep him off the streets. We've seen in a short space of time that he's willing to commit serious offences very quickly, and it's important that we get him remanded to the court.
You were arrested on suspicion of several robberies. An armed robbery on Friday the 23rd of April at Ladbrokes between 3 o'clock in the afternoon and 3:30 in the afternoon on that date. Have you ever been in that Ladbrokes?
To tell you the truth, I have been in that Ladbrokes before the lockdown.
Okay. So I've got some stills from Ladbrokes CCTV. Okay. So is that you on that footage?
No.
Picture 1?
No.
Is that you? And picture 3?
No.
Is that you?
No.
The assistant says that the male said, "Give me the money," and he saw 2 barrels in the male's hand. Did you say that when you were in Ladbrokes?
It wasn't me.
So moving on, there is an armed robbery following day at Sainsbury's. Where were you between 7:30 and 8:30 on the morning of Saturday the 24th of April?
Probably asleep in bed.
She says that the male said, "Give me the money or I'll blow your head off." She said her legs felt like jelly and she thought the male was going to shoot her.
What do you want me to say? I've told you it's not me. What do you keep saying that?
You remember the Ladbrokes robbery that the cashier was handed a betting slip by the suspect? Okay, so that betting slip was seized and fingerprints relating to you were found on that.
I could have touched it when I've been in there before.
So at Sainsbury's on the 24th, The suspect gave the cashier a packet of nuts over to her, and that was fingerprinted, and that also comes back to you. Why are your fingerprints on the staff side where the suspects put their hand?
I'm telling you, I've been to that shop and ordered beer. Listen, I put my hand on them things. I've put my hand on them perspex.
Right. So you're saying none of these were you, despite all these fingerprints being found?
Yeah.
What do you think a jury might think?
I don't give a fuck what a jury might think.
Police emergency?
Oh yeah, I've been in a taxi, but there's a drunk driver speeded down the street and he's crashed into a couple of cars. He's talking to the taxi driver, but I've just asked his mate to be drunk and they said, yeah, he's off his face.
How many vehicles involved?
Just him. He's crashed into a parked car, but he's gone into the side of our taxi.
Has he got out of the car?
Yeah, he's talking to my boyfriend and the driver. He's a bit of a twat.
And he's drunk?
Is he drunk? Yeah, he is. My boyfriend's just spoken to him.
We've got officers travelling to go in a matter of minutes.
Okay, thank you.
All right then, thank you.
We've had a call with regards to a road traffic collision, and it's alleged that whoever's caused this crash is drunk. It sounds like it's just damage only. So I think the main concern at the moment is whether or not he's intoxicated. Once we get there, we'll breathalyse him. So if he is over the limit, then we'll arrest him. A lot depends on how far over the limit you are. But yeah, you could definitely go to prison, particularly if you've been drink driving before.
He's run off. What's he wearing?
Black trousers, trainers, normal length brown hair. Probably about 6
Absolutely
foot.
wasted. Come into one
How
of
old?
those bins.
20.
19, 20.
Was he white?
Yeah, white.
But then he come back to the car and chucked 2 items that he chucked in the bin. It was the Stella bottle.
Which way's he gone?
He went that way.
We're gonna go and do a search for him.
Right, so he's run off down here. What we're going to do is keep on going down this way. Hopefully, as we speak to people, they'll have seen him running, and we may be able to catch up with him, particularly if he's run out of breath and hiding somewhere. He's a young lad, in his 20s, got swept over short brownish hair. He's about 5'8". I think what we'll do is we'll just get down here and see if there's anything. You haven't seen a lad running this way, have you? Black, all black, yeah. Straight down that way over there. He's saying he went straight down here.
I'm gonna start heading this way just in case. Hey, love. You all right? You seen a lad running up this way? They're wearing all black, young lad, about 20.
No, no one's coming that way, sorry.
Right,
Not
okay.
running anyway.
Nothing. Cheers. You seen a young white lad, about 20, knocking about all in black with a black raincoat?
Young guy, 20.
No? All right, mate.
You can't leave the scene of an accident. The longer this goes by, the less chance we've got of catching him. Certainly, I mean, drink driving, we may be able to do something with regards to the road traffic accident and leaving the scene, but drink driving will be out the window if we don't get him. You haven't seen a lad wearing all black, quite youngish, probably in his 20s, running?
Yeah.
You have? Whereabouts?
We last saw him by the scout hut.
Benny, can I just interrupt? This suspect was last seen near the scout hut by a witness. Proceed.
There's a side road that you could have gone on.
Where do you think he could have gone from there?
And then you either go up there or you just carry on and run down the scene.
He had tried to get over a fence near the medical centre but couldn't, so doubled back and was kind of almost running around in circles, and that's the last sighting. Yeah, received. We've targeted officers now to that area, see if we can swamp the area and see if we can either flush him out or find him hiding somewhere. So we're going to put a drone up. We've got an idea roughly where we was last seen. Go ahead. Oh, hang on, I think we might have him. I think we've got him. The message comes through saying we've got the male. Outside Sainsbury's.
Right, come and have a seat at the back of the van.
Yeah, no worries, boss.
Take a breath. All right. Anything on you shouldn't have?
Nothing.
Good.
What the fuck?
That looks good, doesn't it?
10,000 pills in there. The names on here are obviously linked to counter lines. We're just going to have to run through some intel checks to see if it is who we think it is. Today it's obviously in relation to a warrant to search for drugs conspiracy material, documentation, phones, computer, cash and any other assets. The address is a mid-terrace, 2 up, 2 down, 1 occupant. There's numerous visitors day and night, stopping for short periods of time. Occupant of the address going out to vehicles and has been seen to hand over small packages. Further links to him and other known drug users from the locality and from the north of Derbyshire. Okay, any questions from anybody? No? All right, thanks everyone. Cheers.
So there are some members of the organised crime group that we suspect are using this individual to either store or stash drugs or cash out at his address. Best outcome today would be the individual at the address in possession of a mobile phone, which is going to give us links to organised crime group, and in possession of a large amount of Class A drugs and cash. That would be the best scenario today. So we've just RV'd and we're just waiting for the go-ahead to go to the address. It's a bit of a waiting game at the minute.
All officers on this channel, you can strike to the address. Go.
We've got a warrant on the Section 8 of the Police and Criminal Evidence Act to search this property, okay?
Clear up here.
You also be detained on Section 23 of the Misuse of Drugs Act.
Upstairs is clear.
Search because I suspect you involved in the supply of controlled drugs in this address.
Have you got any drugs in the property?
No, obviously I'm smoking.
You've been smoking some, but have you got anything actual in the address? Are you a Class A user then?
Yeah.
It appears that the occupant is a drug user himself, so we're hoping to find further drugs inside the address.
So we've gone through the house using those trained officers and the drug stock as well. Another level of assurance really that the search has been done properly.
The last track part, you basically set it on fire then.
Do you have an unlock pattern on your phone? Hey buddy. Yes mate, I was just giving you a heads up about some stuff I found on his phone. It looks like he's asking to buy off certain people, mate. So from today, at 1:50 this morning, can you get any white? I'll sort you out. And then his reply is, "Ken, later, mate, did that guy show up?" Then he said, "He did, then I wanted some more." And then you come in cross now, you want B. How much do you want? How much W do you want? Okay, I'll tell him now, mate. Bye. You're under arrest on suspicion of being concerned in the supply of Class A drugs. Okay, suspect that's cocaine or crack cocaine. Are your trainers on way out? Got every suspicion that he's involved in the concerning supply of drugs, the onward supply of drugs, so he's been arrested for that offence. It looks like cocaine he's selling onwards. But what we have seized is the mobile phone, which is vital for us to secure a good investigation into the concern offence. The suspect's in the back of the vehicle. Where we're going to get is the detention authorised by the custody sergeant. and officers will interview him at Chesterfield Police Station.
Hey, boss, tell my mum. Worry. Oh, she's not going to be happy. I've crashed my car. And then I've ran because the taxi drivers took my keys.
I'm not arresting you at this point. I'm just going to caution you, all right? You understand that, mate, yeah? Just watch what you're saying because you're under caution now, all right?
So I'm going to go downhill from here.
So how old are you?
I'm 19 years old. Hey, officer, I'm so sorry. I'm wasting your time.
Okay. So required to give me a sample of breath, you must blow into this instrument with a continuous breath until I tell you to stop. And just basically keep going until I tell you to stop. Alright? We'll see what it blows.
Listen, I drank quite a bit last night.
That's alright, mate. Keep blowing, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, and stop. Thank you. So 35 is the legal limit, you can see it on here.
I'll welcome back round.
Still analysing at the minute. So you've failed at 88.
88?
So you're under arrest, providing a positive specimen of breath. Yeah, that's fine, that's all right. We didn't have to say anything, make some questions, something about showed tonight in court, and if you do so, maybe giving evidence. I'm going to take you down and get a evidential sample. Okay.
We're just making his way back to the vehicle now then.
Right, we've got to start gathering the evidence now to prove he was driving, because we're going to have to interview him, and if he says it wasn't me or it was a mate, and then we're going to have to look at trying to prove whether identification procedures or something like that he was the driver.
There's been some stuff placed in that bin over there. I'm going to go and have a look now. There's water in the bottom though, so I don't know how beneficial it's going to be. There might be some forensic opportunities we can get from the top of the beer bottle or fingerprints off the aftershave. At this point, we don't really know, but I'd rather seize it because I think it's potentially involved, and then we've got it then. If we do need to send it off, we can.
Sorted? Good to go then. Fortunately today it's just a minor accident, but you know, when you're driving around and giving those kind of readings, then you are drunk and out of control. And the consequences and the outcomes could be far more severe than they have been today.
Doesn't look good.
Where's the evidence?
Your fingerprints are at all 3 armed robbery
Yeah, and I'm
sites,
telling you, I used them shots.
including
Listen, don't try and argue with me. I'm telling you, I used them shots. Simple, end of.
have you got a shotgun or any item like that that's a double-barreled looking item? And I'll end the interview there, okay? So in relation to the one at Ladbrokes, he says he's been there before, but he didn't go there on Friday the 23rd of April. In relation to the one at Sainsbury's, he denies it, all says it's circumstantial evidence. He says he will not be further interviewed for anything else. Okay. And he says just charge him or release him. I was surprised we got 20 minutes.
Surprised at the end. Plan will be to take what we've got to the CPS and get a charging decision on multiple counts of robbery, and then we'll seek a remand custody due to his behaviour. There are still dangers when it goes to CPS. They will come in and look at it. They might want some more work done. They may think we've got something missing.
Part of knowing your own patrol area and being proactive in policing is knowing the sort of hotspots for things like antisocial behaviour, things like drug dealing. The people that are taking part in this sort of thing, they are looking to stay off the beaten track, out of the way. It's all about knowing these little hotspots where people pull up in the vehicles, where people go and collect, where people think that they are undetected.
That's your car just out there, Chief.
Oh yeah, nice one.
So that car that's just pinged up.
What are we doing parked up down here?
Yeah, playing game.
Playing a game?
Yeah, I'm saying you there.
Right. Is it your car, dude?
Yeah.
What's going to happen is, because of us being 4 of you parked up down here, this sort of time of night, and let's be honest, the car stinks of weed. Yeah? So, the car and you lot are going to be searched under Section 23 of the Misuse of Drugs Act.
No
okay?
problem.
Before we get going with that, does anybody want to turn around and say, yeah, I've got a bit in my pocket?
You're not driving nothing, we're just the officer.
Right, okay. Right then, Azza. If you jump out for us, dude. So the objective of my search, mate, is going to be to find cannabis, all right? You're entitled to a copy of the search, but you're detained for the purpose of the search at the minute, all right, mate? Check your waistband, dude, all right?
Hi guys, you alright? Should you just give your details to my colleague and I'll go around the other side. Got any ID on you? Have you got any ID on you? What's your first name? Yeah.
Do you want to jump out for us, buddy? You have, right, okay. Just keep your hands out your pockets for a minute. If you've got anything on you that's going to hurt yourself or me, anything else you want to make me aware of?
I've got cash on me, but it's my cash.
Keep your hands out your pockets.
How much? How much money's here?
There's £240 in there.
240?
Yeah.
Having that sort of cash on you raises our suspicions that this isn't just somebody down a back street looking to have a quiet spliff out the way. This is somebody who's potentially looking to take advantage of vulnerable people.
Why are you searching again?
PC Shepherd's giving you the ground for the search, and also you have got cannabis on you that came out of your pocket. So.
Yeah, it should be finished now.
What should?
Let's get
What should be finished?
the situation like this.
Right, I will tell you when the situation's finished because you've got cannabis on you, okay? Yeah?
Just a split.
You cannot carry that. It's illegal to carry it, okay? I know you're saying it's just a spliff, but any amount. Okay. So he will go through the cannabis caution with you. Let's go get you in the back of the car.
I know you've told us that's your name, but we need to make sure that is you. Have you got any ID on your phone?
Put your passcode in. Or use your Face ID.
Wait, just put your password in your phone.
Just anything with your name on.
I'll show you.
Okay. Yeah, go on then.
What's that, see? That's my name, innit? Is that on my name? Look, that's me.
You'll show him then.
Yeah.
Listen to me, I'm going to give you one more chance. If not, I'm going to arrest you because I've got a necessity.
Necessity?
Because you give me the false detail. No, don't point at her face. Get on the phone and open your phone.
Why do I have to show this?
Because I want you to prove who you are because you've got no ID on you.
All we want to do is confirm exactly who you are. You've got no ID on you. You've got no way of confirming who you are to us, okay? So what we're asking you to do is get any means of identity on your phone to show us who you are. Even if you've got a Facebook account with your name on it.
Even your Apple ID, because you have to log into work an iPhone with Apple ID. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Get on the floor now.
Video this up to the car.
You don't
listen, I didn't do anything. Please, I'm not resisting.
You are resisting.
Stop tensing up.
What
doing? What do you think you're doing?
Get on the floor now.
No, you don't act like that's my colleague.
I won't do anything. Please.
Right, mate, chill.
This is racist.
Mate, sit down.
Record this.
Sit down. Chill out.
Get my phone, G. Get my phone.
Chill out.
Get my phone.
They're not coming anywhere near you.
Record this.
Give me this hand, please. Right, sit up, please.
Oh, look
Up,
at you
sit
now.
up.
Look, sit up. What's this?
Yeah, because we don't want you on the floor.
Right. Mate, at this point, you're further arrested for assault police.
No.
All right?
I'm
So
not.
you don't have to say anything, but I'm your fence if you don't mention one question, something which will rely in court.
It's on camera. It's on
Anything
his
you
vest.
do say may be given in evidence, all right?
It's on his vest.
Yeah, exactly.
Stand up for me.
Yes, please.
Excellent.
Don't hurt me, please.
I'm not.
Don't hurt me.
All right, let's have a seat in the car, shall we?
Yes.
And we'll follow you down to custody, all right?
Okay.
Was that assault? Did I assault anyone? I put my hands up. Is that what you call assault?
Yeah, you push police officers back.
Situations like that can be quite frustrating because that lad clearly hasn't realised that this could have been dealt with within a matter of minutes. Policing, you need to be prepared for sudden and rapid changes in situations that they can escalate from 0 to 100 in what seems like a split second. Officers have to be prepared and ready for a change from that flight mentality to fight mentality as it did in this instance.
The suspect's requested to talk to somebody from the investigation team about a firearm. I've been down to see him and he's quite contrite, he's in tears, he sort of understands the gravity of the offence he's been charged with and he's explained where the item is that he was purporting to be a shotgun and that's in an address hidden, zipped into a mattress.
What did you say? In mattress? No, there's a mattress here. He's not here then. Yeah. Looks like this. Yeah. That just matches perfectly with the CCTV. If you didn't know what that was, 100% gone to some effort to make it look realistic, so lovely.
It's a bonus because nobody else can use this item in order to commit further offences. It helps us in the fact that, you know what, we can show the courts that we have recovered this item.
Hello, it's DC Trevolt from Derby CID, you alright? Yeah. Well, this one's quite a lengthy one, to be fair. We have 3 armed robberies, we have 4 thefts. Yeah, blow a head off, yeah. You'd definitely be afraid if you stood in front of that, wouldn't you?
Essentially, the Crown Prosecution Service are the people that will make the decision in a lot of cases, especially serious cases that we do within the CID. And I'm sort of, a lot of the time on tenterhooks thinking, I can't really tell how this conversation is going. Halfway through, 3/4 of the way through, you'll get an indication from the officer that's rang whether we're on a winner or not, really.
The screenshot, which we've managed to salvage from the partial download, is that he's trying to source Class A from a different supplier. In terms of them tablets, obviously, we're going to have to get them sent off to the lab just to see what they are and what's in them.
Through the phone work and the evidence we've reviewed so far, the names and nominals we've seen, so the people that are known to us, are linked in with other counter-line groups. So the indication so far is that he is either supplying part of the supply chain in county lines or is purchasing from a county line group and selling onwards.
It's a good feeling to know that we've got a drug user off the street affecting the community, and it'll be interesting to know where he sits in this bigger puzzle of county lines in North Derbyshire. That's what you join the police for, to stop people, committing crime.
On this, on 2 occasions, has he
Yeah.
threatened me to give both barrels, and there's another threat to blow.
You never know what you do in the moment. Yeah. The quality of the CCTV for that one is really, really good. It's unquestionably him. No worries. Yeah, no, okay. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, no, that's fine. That's brilliant. Yeah, that's brilliant. Thank you very much. Okay, cheers, Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye. Sorted.
Very good, Trev. He will get charged. We have gone to CPS and they have charged with the 3 robberies, 2 imitation firearm offences, and then I've charged with a number of shopliftings. So there are 13 charges in total.
On the 24th of April 2021, you at the time of committing offence specified in Schedule 1 to the Firearms Act 1968, namely robbery, had in your possession an imitation firearm, namely an imitation shotgun.
Fuck off. And when I get out, I'm going to see you again. And when I do get out, watch that. Round fucking 2. But worse off.
He did explain that the next thing he would have done was have gone and tried to rob a bank. So we prevented further victims. You could actually ring up a victim and say, yeah, the person that's done it, they're going to be in prison. You aren't going to see him for X amount of years or months. I mean, if I'm perfectly honest, there's a very good chance I could be retired before he gets sees the light of day again. Given he's probably going to get, I'd probably end up having to serve at least 8 years.
Can I have some more units to join at 3 Delta and 3 November for this fight on Maynard Road at Chesterfield?
Looks like they tried to steal the car.
Officer with taser, stay where you are!
All officers be aware Chesterfield custody is now full.